Hi, it's Sophie and I hope you enjoyed this week's webinar on the job search. To get the most out of this webinar, we are sending you a short task to complete after the webinar. You don't have to complete this task, but if you do, it could come in handy to start building relationships with your favourite employers as well as develop your LinkedIn profile. If you haven't got a LinkedIn profile set up yet, I do recommend making this a priority. We've sent you our step-by-step guide to setting up a LinkedIn profile along with this task, so you have a really useful resource there to help set up a strong profile. LinkedIn is a great tool for finding out all you need to know about organisations and the employees who work there. It's also a fantastic tool for making connections and growing your network, as it includes employers that could offer you jobs in the future. But it is important to know the etiquette when connecting directly with employers. A good first impression could mean the difference between being ignored and landing the job that you've always wanted. Here are some tips for approaching employers over LinkedIn. Think quality over quantity. It's not necessary to connect with everyone who appears on your LinkedIn feed. Try to make connections with people who are working in the industry or sector that you want to develop your career in. They may have similar skills or experience in the field that you're interested in, or they may be the hiring manager or recruiter for a particular organisation. Just be sure you have some link to them. Be polite and professional. The last thing you want is for a potential employer to think that you're sloppy. Introduce yourself properly and remember you're talking to a potential employer, not your best friend. Ensure the tone of message fits and shows you off in a good light. Don't be afraid to connect. One of the main purposes of LinkedIn is to build business connections. So if a hiring manager or recruiter is advertising a role that you're interested in, send them an invitation to connect. Who knows, you could secure yourself an interview. At the very least, you'll build your professional network. And finally, don't pester. If an employer accepts your invitation to connect, you might wish to send them a message to thank them for connecting. But if you don't hear back from them, it's best not to pester. You're unlikely to secure a job by irritating a potential employer. The task for this topic is really simple. I want you to start building your network on LinkedIn. So, search for 5 people who work for your ideal employers. These might be people doing the role that you aspire to have, or the graduate recruitment managers for the organisation. Connect with them, sending a personalised invitation to each. You can use our templates from the webinar to help you with this. Identify opportunities to network with them. This might be by making relevant comments on their posts, for example. You may already be confident on the platform, and if so, it might be that you use this task as an action for you to take each week to increase your network instead. I'm sure you will find this task useful, and I'd love to connect with you on LinkedIn too. If you aren't already, give us a follow on one of our social media platforms. We're using the hashtag LockdownYourCareer for any posts relating to the webinar series, and we would love to see your feedback and comments. See you on the next webinar.